Welcome to Rhythm Room Live number 4, Behind the Curtain. We're going to talk about the development, the planning of the event Rhythm Room Live number 4, which featured the Nightcrawlers, which was amazing, and we had a great night, good time. But I want to go into the background of some of this, because one of the things about these events is that we have a predetermined date. Because these are supposed to be spaced out something between a month and 6 weeks or something like that. They're calendar events, and we are looking to fill that with the proper artist, the proper work. Johnny and I, Blonde Victor Luke, are the host and the opening act for that, but we are looking for really good headliner bands that can come in and make the event something special. So we started out with this particular event being booked for March 10th, which is a Friday, and that's Fridays are when we've been doing these shows. With that in mind, I began contacting and getting a hold of different bands, different people that we've contacted in the past. One of those was a soul carnival from Huntsville, Alabama. We had talked to them earlier, and the date we had tried to do earlier had fallen through. So we talked about this event being theirs as headliners, and that fell through. It didn't work for a few reasons and planning reasons, stuff like that. After that, I had been trying to get a group called Jaded Ravens. It's a guy-girl team who are amazing. They used to perform at the Bowery Vault when I was hosting an open mic night there. I got a hold of them, but they were not going to be in state during that time. So what we ended up doing is booking them for a different date, which was April 21st, which will be the next Rhythm Room Live show. So we still had to fill this March event. After that, I had met a guy from town here, and I'd heard him play guitar. So I talked to him, and I said, so do you have a band? Do you have a thing, a performance thing? And he did. He does cover work. He also had a Hendrix tribute band. Well, I thought, wow, that would be really cool. So I established friendship with the guy, talked with him. His name's Omri. And we both were excited about the idea of doing a Hendrix tribute night. That was so exciting and so positive for our conversation that we began planning it. We marked it into our calendar. And even Al at Rhythm was looking forward to it. We were going to go forward with the Hendrix tribute thing. What happened with that was, as it again continued to develop, the timing, the place, the ability to do it did not work. So there we had a couple down. So we also had been talking with getting the Unexpected back. Now, the Unexpected is a great trio, and they played back in September for us for one of our shows. And we tried to get a hold of them. They loved the idea, but they were not going to be available at the date. Now, this date thing is what really kind of is difficult, because normally you want a group, you say, come on in, when are you going to be in town? We'll book that date. But when we have a fixed date, it's a little more difficult, because everything's got to line up, all the band members, all this kind of stuff. And the stars themselves have to line up to make this thing work. But we're going to continue to do what we are doing. What ended up happening with the Unexpected is that we booked them for another future date, which will be June 9th. And we're looking forward to that. They are killer. They are great. We had a great time with them last time. But still, we're left with, how are we going to fill the March date? Well, enter the Nightcrawlers. Now, Al Winters, the proprietor of Rhythm in the Village, where we host our events, had connected with a group that were playing in the area regularly on Sundays. And the venue that they were playing at, Full Throttle, closed, and they were looking for another place. They had seen Rhythm in the Village. They had seen the place, so they got a hold of Al and began trying to talk into getting a spot on Sundays for them to play. Therefore, I was there at the right time with the timing of all this, and I went to them and I said, listen, I'll pay you guys to play a show for us. And all we want is a three-piece. Now, the reason I say that is that they'll come in with guests and saxophone players, background singers, various musicians and stuff. But I talked to them and said, I just want you to give us a trio. Now, they're in the process of working these things out with Al and Rhythm in the Village. And I talked to them specifically about this event. And they were open to the idea. They liked the idea. And so I booked it in. So that became the lineup for this Rhythm Room Live number 4, the Nightcrawlers. Now these guys, the main singer is John Prestia. He's got a long history. He's written with the Allman Brothers. He's been involved with Tim McGraw's band. He has a long history. We actually found out that we'd lived in the Florida area, Bradenton, Sarasota, Florida area, years and years ago, approximately the same time. And the other two, Jim Klingler and Bart Pike, are really well connected and established players in Nashville area. So we were really looking forward to it. Now, one of the other things taking place this date was going to be a record release by Blind Drifter Luke, Johnny and I, and we've been working on this for some time. We've got the collection of videos. We've got all the remastered songs. It's an 8-song CD, 8-song release, record release. And it was going to be streamable on all platforms by the date. And also we had CDs and we had giveaways for this event. What you do to me is like creativity. What gives to me is left for all to see. There's no need to be more than this for me. Cause what you do to me is like creativity. The night itself was really incredible. In-house, the show was amazing. There was a camaraderie. There was a spirit in the room that was amazing and cool. A lot of warmth and back and forth between the audience, Blind Drifter Luke, and the Nightcrawlers. It was a good night. The crowd was a little moderate, but that's okay. We just still had a good night. Those that were there had a great, enjoyable experience. Now, the aftermath of it all is this. Shortly right after the show, we found that the negotiations between the Nightcrawlers and Rhythm in the Village fell apart and actually isn't going to happen. There's booking reasons, there's monetary reasons, and I'm not part of that. And but it was sad to find out that that's going to be the case, that we probably are not going to be doing work with them in Rhythm in the Village. But those guys are going to be playing in the area, and I, for one, am going to be a supporter of them because I really love what they do. Especially John Prestia's writing. I really like his music. We swapped CDs. We had free CD giveaways for our release, La Roca, and he had a CD there and he swapped a CD. I took his CD home and I love it. Very kindred spirit, like this guy. Great writer, a lot of history, and a well-seasoned performer. We hope that we can do stuff in the future together, maybe other places, maybe other ways, but we enjoyed ourselves incredibly that night. Now, the next Rhythm Room Live is April 21st, Jaded Ravens. So there's going to be a trio. It's going to be a night of kind of alt-punk country, and it's going to be a great time. I hope to see you there. Now, we're going to close out with a performance from the Nightcrawlers, and we hope you join us next time. Thanks.
on a soft summer breeze. Makes me think of my baby I left down in New Orleans. I left down in New Orleans. Magnolia, you sweet thing, you're driving me mad. Gotta get back to you, baby. You're the best I ever had. You're the best I ever had. You whisper good morning so softly in my ears. I gotta get back to you, baby. I'll soon be there. I'll soon be there. You whisper good morning so softly in my ears. I've gotta get back to you, baby. I'll soon be there. I'll soon be there. Magnolia, you sweet thing, you driving me mad. Gotta get back to you, baby. You're the best I ever had. You're the best I ever had. You're the best I ever had. You're the best I ever had.